Ah, yes. Here we are once again. Beach is flexing all to start this show. We should start every show like that, just flexing. It's Wednesday, of course. It's noon Eastern time. That means it's time for the High Noon Hemp Show. Every Wednesday, video, live, and on demand. The Hemptations Beach Facebook page, the Jedi Hemp YouTube channel, and at Hemptations on Twitter. If you don't want the video, of course, you can get the audio version of the podcast on Podbean, also on Google Play and iHeartRadio. Just search the High Noon Hemp Show to find us there. I'm Stoner Jesus, do various things on the interwebs, which you can search. He is Beach, high above the Hemptations in Sharonville, the hemp quarters, if you will. Beach, how are things this week in the world of Hemptations?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I will have to say controversial. That's for sure. But it's true. It's Wednesday. It's the High Noon Hemp Show. And we are here live on all of those places. And, if you're watching later, thanks for that. When I say controversial, the whole Delta 8 thing is just kind of like huge right now and everywhere now. I think that Ohio's not paying too much attention to it at the current moment. But there are plenty of places that are. And I will talk about that later in the show as well. But I think we're pretty good. We're still moving along. Again, starting to get a little busier for sure with everybody coming out a little bit more. So no matter where you are in the world, if you've been vaccinated, then I'm cool with you not wearing a mask. If you haven't, continue to wear a mask. That's all I can say. That's my opinion. I should say wear a hemp mask. Um, Either way, to make it hemp relevant. But and we're also starting to see the return of the older customers. Before COVID, we were really getting starting to see a lot more older. Our customers were getting exponentially older almost by the day, and then that kind of just went totally away. And now we're starting to see the return of that, and so that's been good. So. All right. Well, I don't think there's really too much else going on in Ohio or with us. We'll be memorializing hemp on Memorial Day. Remember all the hemp fallen and everything that it has done for us. And I am not making light of humans that have fallen. Mm-hmm. Please don't chastise me later for that. But anyway, let's get on to the product spotlight, which is four from the store. They are my stores. It is Hemptations. And one from my door, which is one of my personal hemp items that I possess in my collection of hemp items. The first one, these guys are new to us. Again, been talking a lot about pet treats, dog treats. We picked up a new line. This is called their name is Green Gruff. They have a couple different formulas with CBD, depending on what you're trying to get from the treat itself. And one of the reasons why I picked these up is because a lot of clean ingredients. It doesn't have stuff that shouldn't be there just so that they can give you a CBD treat.
Nope.
That's one of the, as a pet owner, both cats and dogs. Whoop, did I lose you?
We're back. Little bit.
Am I here? Little bit. Anyway, as a pet owner, both cats and dogs, I will attest to, definitely using CBD and it being beneficial one way or another. The next one, these guys, again, around forever. So I need to let everybody know that we still obviously carry the Queen City hemp products. This is the tinctures, 200, 500, and 700 milligram, which has been their standard for years and years and years and years and years and years. Again, these guys are local. Great product. We love them a lot. And so this next one is this is kind of new. but we've had them for a little while, but it's just super popular. I just feel like I need to mention it because they become really popular in the stores. And I've been pronouncing the name wrong since we finally looked it up. Let me get, can you read that? And what do you think the name of that farm is? It's a test.
Oh, I would say Wachita.
Yeah, that's kind of how we were doing and I was pronouncing it. But it's actually Washata. Washata. It's an SH. It's a W, SH, and then ta. So Washata. It's a French word, ironically, from Arkansas, which means fertile hunting grounds.
Okay.
So I think Arkansas must have been somewhat like Kentucky back in the day, where maybe a whole lot of people didn't live there, but they went there to hunt. Um, so I'm guessing that's what the French did, or they learned that from the Native Americans. I feel like it sounds more, as a Native American as it does
Yeah.
French, that's for sure. I was guessing it was Native American. When we looked it up, it said it was the French word. So I don't know who to believe there. That's what the Native Americans called it, and so that's what the French called it. But anyway, who knows? It's a great product. People love them. There's a huge amount of CBD, 140 something milligrams of CBD, and I think they're only like $5, $6 or something. It's a really good price point, and it's a very popular product. And the last one, I'm kind of cheating here because I'm actually going back to Queen City. But the reason is because we do have a new flavor of the Queen City Seltzer.
Wow.
I believe it's a mango flavor. The big striped can. They're kind of snazzing up their cans a little bit. You can see the new cans for the three older flavors, and then of course the Lazarus, which is a limited edition on the end, as well as the mango lychee, I believe it is. Um, that's a limited edition for now, as they say. And then you have, of course, the four flavors that they had almost from the beginning, um, right there as well. And so, Queen City Hemp Seltzer Water, again, very, very popular. And someone in Indiana was telling Mary, my partner, Mary, right there, it's the CBD spa treatments in Cincinnati, tohi.com, scrolls across the bottom, telling her that she wanted her to bring her a case or so of the blood orange because she couldn't find it anywhere. And so I was like, well, you can always drive over to Hemptations because we have it in stock all the time. And we definitely have customers that come in at this point, and because we do a little price break on the 6-packs, and so we definitely have customers coming in and buying it by the 6-pack, if not 12-pack, sometimes. So there you have it, 4 from the store. Now the one from my door states exactly who I am. This is my Green Springs Technology made this for me. Name tag. So when I go out there to mingle, and I want people to know, to hemp events and whatnot, it makes it easier on them. It definitely would have made it easier during the mask thing, but I didn't go out anyway. Makes it easier, at least for people to know who you are if they can't hear you through the masks. My hemp mask, I feel like, kind of muffled me. I don't think regular mask probably did as much muffling, but I think my hemp mask, one of my hemp masks, because they're like double layered and they were thick, I think that kind of muffled me. But I've been vaccinated, so I've been wearing a mask for less and less. So anyway,
Nope. We have another glitch. Beach is frozen again. Well, while we wait for Beach, he's frozen in smile form. Make sure you check out, as he said, everything's scrolling along the bottom. You can go to the Hemptations locations in Cincinnati and in Dayton if you're in the Southwest Ohio area. If not, you want to shop online, planeteverywhere.com. And as Beach mentioned, CBD spa treatments in Cincinnati. I don't know how prevalent that is across the country, but it's not something I've heard of a lot. So if you're in the Cincinnati area, for whatever reason, driving through, check out Hemptations, check out Tohi Spa, all of that good stuff. Also, don't forget, Hemptations are voted the best smoke shop and the best green sustainable store in Cincinnati, of course, by the readers of City Beat this year. So thank you, City Beat,
Hey,
everyone
there I
involved
am.
in voting. There is Beach. He has returned.
I think it was the train affecting the internet. I don't know. All of a sudden, the train shows up, and I'm glitching. And I do have a new setup. I'm using my iPad again this week, and my computer just the new computer, the new PC that I bought new for the show, specifically because my old one was.
No, we have another glitch. Becoming more frequent.
Long.
Here's something.
Here I'm back again.
There's
So,
Beach.
Anyway. Dang train. It's still going. Train's still going. So anyway, let's get on to, that's right. What are you wearing, Beach?
The most important segment in internet history. At least that's what I think. And no one's proved me wrong so far in all these years that I've been saying it. So I got to think that it's probably true. We asked Beach the most important question of the day, because people out there, they want to know hemp, fashion, what do I do? Well, we asked Beach, the expert. I asked Beach directly, what are you wearing, Beach?
That's true. If you are curious as to what I am wearing on any particular Wednesday, tuning into the show is a great idea for the
That's
What
right.
Are You Wearing Beach segment. Of course, I wear hemp head to toe every day. Today, it was feeling a little gray, I reckon. And So I've got my No Bad Ideas camo hat, ironically, with my hemp hoodlam, make hemp not war tee. Um, I want the message to get out, but I don't want the people to know who's putting it out there. So I have a camo hat on.
That's right.
Got my Hempies belt with my Prana shorts. You can go to prana.com and check out their inventory, women's and men's clothing. That's for sure. Green Spring Technology pen right there in my pocket. As always, my I Love Bad briefs, and I get those from Amazon. Hemp Traders No Show socks. I have a lot of those. And then bringing it home with a pair of good old Adidas, shell toe Adidas. Um, so there you have it. If you're ever feeling gray, you're wondering, hey, how can I express my grayness in hemp, in a hemp outfit? Now you know. Thanks to
Yep.
What Are You Wearing, Beach? All right, all right, all right. Okay. Well, as promised, I kind of messed up the hemp stalk picture or describing the hemp stalk picture last week, I think, as I was talking about it. And so I think we have the hemp stalk structure. Again, thanks to Hemp Traders for putting this together for us. And so, basically what you can see, most of them are round, not hexagonal. Is that what that is? I believe. But you got the epidermis, which is the outside, um, and then the bast fibers. So the fiber is there, coming in, kind of on the inside of that um, thin layer of skin they call the epidermis. And then your herd part is on the inside, and that is again that's that construction material, that's animal bedding, that is anything that you would use the little chips as they call it herd. Some call it shiv, I believe, as well. And so again this is why it's as you can see too, and then of course the middle is actually hollow. This is what I was talking about as far as the fact that the middle of I'm pointing. You can see I'm pointing at my hemp structure just so you guys can know that I'm pointing at it. Guess it's to verify that I know what I'm looking at and talking about as I point at it like and you can see me pointing at it. Anyway, Thank you. Audio video show. If you're on the podcast right now, you're missing all the fun.
Yes.
Anyway, you got that hollow space obviously in the middle, which makes it work, again, as much like a natural straw. If you broke it, you cut it as long as you wanted it to be for, you can use it as a straw. Again, last week I was talking about how a bunch of them together make for a great native beehive, so to speak. And so, because the different sizes will bring in different native bees, and this is how they nest. Apparently, a lot of them. Um,
No? Another glitch? I believe so. Very glitchy today. A lot of trains. Oh, heard Beach for a second.
Here I am.
There we go. I believe he's back. Maybe. It's become a guessing
They
game.
have a pretty big hole for a would be. Obviously, if you've ever seen a would be, they're one of the biggest. Really nice.
This is going very weird. I can hear Beach
They are
sometimes,
big.
but the video is frozen.
If I'm still there, and I'm not sure how to check.
There you go. Kind
To
of
be
glitzing
honest
in
with you, you can see me. Here I am. And so hopefully everybody can still hear me. I'm not sure what's going on with. Oh, hey, whoa, hey, ha, ooh, ha, ha, hey, what's going on?
There we go.
So here's an interesting story. And I want to remind everyone that I use Flipboard for a lot of my sources, and you can go to Flipboard, the app Flipboard. If you download the app, there is a hemp channel, a Hemptations Flipboard. And so if you ever want to go and reference some of the things, especially a lot of the stuff that I talk about on the news, that you can go there and find that, you know, and so please do. But this is an interesting little piece of news that was on Flipboard. Singer Summer Walker, and I'm not familiar with her. She's taking flack because she posted a pic of using hemp hearts in a baby food formula. And, she's taking as much flack, of course, from those that say she should be breastfeeding. It's her choice. Um, and, um, and, and I don't know that, the hemp hearts thing should not be controversial at all, because to me, and I was thinking about this the other day, when it comes to the fact that you got to buy formula, and formula is not cheap. And of course, I'm not a fan. I'm not saying it's okay. Some mothers can't breastfeed, some mothers whatever. But I do recommend, yes, breastfeeding first. If you can't, then making your own formula out of substances where that baby's getting protein. I mean, that to me is just genius. Um, and again, the nutrients are the important part of that formula, and making sure that it's something that the baby can digest, depending on how old it is, obviously. Um, but I think a hemp milk based formula makes a whole lot of sense. And so, good for her for making, not just choosing to use some over the counter formula if she can't breastfeed. Um, because I think hemp hearts, or a hemp heart make milk, hemp milk, would be I think a pretty good thing for a baby if you can't breastfeed. So there you have that. Here's bad news, man. Last week we talked about, I think it was Missouri lost 9% of their crops due to elevated THC. Well, Indiana lost 20% of their hemp crops in 2020. And so, man, I really feel for Indiana farmers. And of course, it doesn't have anything to do. It doesn't have anything to do with the fact that Indiana isn't cannabis friendly. It may have something to do with how they were testing, or when they were testing, or, but again, you come up over that 0.3% THC, and your crops have to be destroyed. And as we recently learned, now if the DEA wants to step in and get involved, you can be a criminal, which is ridiculous. We need to make sure that if that happens once, the first time a hemp farmer is arrested by the DEA and charged with drug trafficking for coming up for having CBD plants that are 0.5% THC, has to be fought with as much vigor, and we need to get the DEA. The DEA just needs to stay out of the hemp business. And now they're trying to figure out a way to get back into the hemp business again with this new judgment ruling by the DEA that says, hey, you come up 0.4%, maybe your state laws and the federal laws, however it is, say we just destroy the crops and you're not a criminal because you're not trying to be a criminal. The DEA can step in and say, well, maybe you are. And so this is going to be interesting in the fall. It's going to be interesting in the fall to see what happens. That's for sure. And it's hard to, 20% of Indiana's got to get some better seed, apparently.
No? Another glitch? Smiling Beach? A lot of glitches today. Seems like there's some weather coming through, too. Sounds like it's raining. Maybe that's part of it as well. I don't know. Rain, trains, all kinds of things. Glitching the High Noon Hemp Show today. Usually not this many glitches. We've had a pretty good run, knock on wood and whatnot. But the run has ended today as far as glitch-free shows, that's for sure. If you're just joining us, hemptations.com. Everything you need to know, locations, all that stuff. Shopping online. If you're not in the Cincinnati area, you can get stuff delivered right to you, planeteverywhere.com. But if you're in the Cincinnati area, I would suggest checking out Hemptations. Now it's just me, Stoner Jesus, as we wait for Beach to return to the show. Hopefully soon. Because as I've said before, Beach is really the show. It's the High Noon Hemp Show with Beach. The whole kit and caboodle, if you will, if I may use a current phrase. The whole kit and caboodle is Beach. As we await his return. The weather coming through the area may have something to do with it. I'm not sure. Hopefully not. Beach has returned.
Whew, man,
go.
That was a long one. And my internet says it's fine. I don't know what's going on. Anyway,
It's fine.
let's get on with this. Here's some more controversial. This is the big controversial news this week, in my opinion. States are making Delta 8 illegal. And the most interesting one is Colorado was one of the first to do this. And which I just don't understand. And the only thing that really, again, I don't even know if they're doing it to protect the Delta 9 business in Colorado. That's anti-consumerism. You can't, just because the guy down the street on the corner is just as busy as the guy up here with the Delta 9. And again, to me, tax issue, because they tax the heck out of it when it's Delta 9, and they're not going to get the taxes out of it. There's much taxes out of it when it's Delta 8. And so they've made it illegal. Again, this is just my hypothesis of why Colorado would make Delta 8 extracted from industrial hemp illegal. New York's doing it. There's some other states looking into it. It's going to be interesting, And again, what's really funny about this is the DEA tried to come out and do something, and they got checked. They said, "No, this is completely 100% legal under the federal farm bill," and that's why the states are having to come and get involved with Delta 8 again before they even know anything about it. I mean, how can you? I mean, what are you basing this on? Why are you making it illegal? A bunch of people die from Delta 8? No. A bunch of people get in car accidents from Delta 8? No. Did people go out and ravage the streets crazy Delta 8? No. I'll tell you what happened. The news made it sound like it was getting people high. And it does not get you high. I think it has side effects that you feel. And again, I said this before. Okay, here's CBD, here's THC. Can I do this with my hands? Delta 8's like here. It's not like there's nothing there when it comes to feeling something side effects wise, but it's not nearly like THC. And again, people are using this for therapeutic value. Okay, because they want to get the therapeutic value of THC without the THC. And again, I think this is a little bit closer. And when I say THC, I should say Delta 9 now, because Delta 8 is THC. And so THC Delta 8, is extracted completely legally from industrial hemp. THC Delta 9 is the medical marijuana, or I should say medical marijuana. It definitely has medical properties. When I say marijuana, that's because that's a slang term made up by the government to make it illegal. It's all cannabis. It's all cannabis. Pure and simple. And so, and of course, now we got Delta 10 coming out too, and we haven't really gotten into that or heard much about it. So we'll see what's happening. So for now, I think Ohio's going to be fine, because it's not, again, nobody's doing anything crazy. It's not taking all the police's time or anything. So we'll see. We're going to follow the Delta 8 thing pretty closely, because it's starting to heat up in America when it comes to Delta 8. All right. In an article about getting 100 grams of protein a day, both vegetarian and vegan recommendations included 1 tablespoon of hemp, which is only 4 grams of protein. And so again, you put a couple spoonfuls of hemp in your diet a day, you really, if you don't get a whole lot of protein. Again, if you're a vegetarian or vegan, I would look for more than that. And again, I guess 100 grams of protein a day is good. What you shoot for to be in a healthy diet. And so, that's the good old hemp seed doing its thing, because it's high in protein. That's it. 1 tablespoon is 4 grams. That to me seems pretty decent. Article in Healthline, 10 best supplements for managing your anxiety. Of course, includes CBD. That's kind of a no-brainer. Of course, it would.
Nope.
Advice on what to bring on a plane in case you've forgotten. Uh-oh, am I there? Are you there?
Yep, you're back.
I don't know. I'm still here, I think.
Glitch.
Again, Vice article, what to bring on a plane in case you've forgotten, includes CBD. They had like CBD capsules, which again makes all sense in the world. And, take a good dose of CBD before you're going to get on an airplane. Highly recommend it. I mean, I would just take my CBD vape pen, because you can do that as well, right on to the plane. I think you can still do that. I'm pretty sure. I haven't been on a plane in a while, but CBD in any form to help with flying will probably be a really good thing. Just saying. Well Plus Good article, 3 gut-friendly recipes to make for each meal of the day. And of course, the smoothie for breakfast included 2 tablespoons of hemp hearts. That would be 8 grams of protein. But anyway, starting your day in the morning, especially with smoothie. I mean, I think there's a lot of smoothie recipes out there that say throw at least a handful. And anything that's looking for protein, if you're looking for protein, is obviously should tell you to put some hemp hearts or hemp powder in, protein powder in with your smoothie, for sure. If they don't, then I wouldn't trust them. I just wouldn't. Anyway, in a Domino article, from Sissel to Jute, the best natural fiber rugs are more than just a seasonal staple. And I think we do have a picture of this guy
Indeed.
or gal or whatever. This is the best abstract pattern, which I think is funny. This particular rug won, it's number 16 on the list. Best abstract pattern. It's by Tantuvi. And again, which is good. When they describe it in the article, so to speak, they do tell you how eco-friendly it is. So they didn't forget to mention that although it is a very cool abstract pattern, I like it myself because although it's abstract, it is also very geometric.
Mhm.
Um, and I like squares and triangles and perfect. Not there is no perfect, but I think I'm not saying I don't like circles and wavy lines and all that, but it is what it is. And I like the colors. The colors look good. Um, and it definitely reminds me of Native American,
Mm.
possibly South American, something that they would do for a rug as well. So there you have it. If you want to go find yourself a nice abstract hemp rug, Tantuvi, I'll look them up and see if they have a website and put a link on the hemptations.com about page, which is where you can go to find some of the stuff that I talk about during the news as well and some of the events that we have coming up. In fact, we just got one more little bit of news here, and this is really cool. Now, I'm not positive where Milwaukee County is, but I'm guessing it's around Milwaukee. I could be right. I could be wrong. It'd be interesting that if Milwaukee is not in Milwaukee County, that it might be all the way across that state. But anyway, Milwaukee County. So if you live in or around Milwaukee County, they are looking for someone to grow hemp at the Mitchell Park Horticultural Conservancy, which is better known as the domes. So I guess they have a bunch of these greenhouse domes. Okay. And they want to lease one of these out, which I think is kind of interesting when it all breaks down. They want to lease you, so they'll lease you the dome. You cultivate hemp clones, is what it says. Cultivate hemp clones for market consumption. I'm not positive what they're going for there. Um,
Little more glitching.
Here we go. Man, this is so weird how it's glitching this week. These little small little glitches. Thanks everybody for standing by. So anyway, they want you to cultivate hemp clones for market consumption, which to me sounds like they want you to just grow clones to then sell to someone to grow somewhere else. Um, and then most of the proceeds go to Milwaukee County, which I myself would say, well, I want the proceeds to go to the actual conservancy. I mean, I don't want to make a bunch of money growing hemp clones and then it goes to who knows what funding in Milwaukee County. That's for dang sure. you know. Um, and so anyway, but that would be pretty cool. I'd have to say, depending on what they want to lease it out for, um, and or what percentage of the proceeds. What does that really mean? How much? I gotta have I gotta get a little bit to cover my costs and time and all that stuff, right? So anyway, um, it's pretty, but the buildings look pretty cool. So anyway, if you're in Milwaukee or around Milwaukee County, look into leasing out a dome and growing right there at the which and I also assume that people can walk through that. And I don't know about that either. I don't know. I don't know. It'd be interesting because again, I feel like it should be something that you should be able to go through, but I don't know what that really means either. So there you have it, folks. That's a lot of stuff going on in the hemp world, as there has been more and more these days as we start diving into this great plant, especially here in the United States. And it seems like Europe is really showing their interest in their history of actually having hemp on hand growing anyway. Not a whole lot of events these days. I didn't hear much or anything about the Hemp Expo that was here at the Duke Energy Center, but it must have gone. It must have gone well because they've rescheduled one for September.
No, there you
So anyway, June 1st though we've got the National Cannabis Festival, RFK Stadium. So if you're in or around Washington D.C., um, go check out what's going on at the RFK Stadium. Obviously, they're shooting for a big event, no doubt about it. And I feel like they were doing this for a while. Uh, June 5th, you got Hempadelphia Expo and the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center, Oaks, Pennsylvania. And again, hemp clothing, hemp jewelry, CBD, medical marijuana, a whole gamut of hemp going on. And then June 25th and 27th, a couple events. You got the Pennsylvania Hemp Festival in Honesdale, Pennsylvania. And then you also have June 25th and 27th, the Southern Atlantic Hemp and Arts Expo in the WNC Agricultural Center in Fletcher, North Carolina. And then July 17th through the 23rd, we got Hemp Week. And then, kicking off July 17th or Hemp Week, if you're in Kentucky, you've got the Kentucky CBD Hemp Show at the Capitol Plaza again in Frankfurt. And so there you have it, folks. Those are the events that I have. Again, if you have an event that's hemp related and you'd like me to put it on the calendar for the show, get a hold of me, hemptations@yahoo.com. You can message me through the Hemptations Beach Facebook page. And so you can send me mail to one of the stores. I don't know, maybe you're old school. I'll get it. Just address it to Beach. Hemptations, care of Beach. And that's, the truth thing. I usually end the show with answering the question if I get any or my thoughts if I have any. I didn't have any questions this week again. If I have any thoughts, it is the fact that we need to step up our support for Delta 8 as much as we have protected CBD. Regardless of what they're doing in, where I'm from, the fact that if where you're from, they're trying to make Delta 8, you need to stay. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, because now they're saying industrial hemp off the controlled substance list federally. And now you want to come along with your state authority because the federal government can't do anything. They tried. And obviously, it's not killing anyone, hurting anyone, doing any harm in any way that the DEA could argue to Congress that they themselves now need to make that part of the controlled substance list, add it to Delta 9. They tried and failed because, again, there's no real argument for the government to say Delta 8 should be illegal. Bring me one case of someone doing anything, any harm to themselves or anyone else while using Delta 8. Just Delta 8. Just Delta 8. And I will concede. Just one. Just one. One. Just like one death from THC Delta 9. Just give me one. Well, that's all the person had in their system, and that's what caused their death. And I will concede to Delta 9, but you can't. And so to remove this from the consumers is, once again, a ridiculous idea. I would guess that the side effects, if any, are probably no different than drinking a bottle of Benadryl or taking some other over-the-counter drug go to Walgreens and buy and get a slight buzz from.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, if that's as much as you can prove, then once again, safer over the counter. Shouldn't be messed with. But, you know, the worst thing that can happen with a substance as the government finds out somebody has some fun with it. It's the worst thing. And again, you know, even just a little bit, it's the worst thing. Because all of a sudden, if it's also fun, then they got to get more tax money from you. They got to say, oh, well, if it's fun, then it can't be safe.
Yeah.
You know, they can just do that, by the way. And they do this all the time. Less and less these days because more people stand up and say, that's ridiculous. Especially with cannabis. This is an all natural plant. Okay. And it is, Delta 8 is not extremely euphoric in any way. Even if it's just tiny little bit. It's not, you know, I mean, it's just ridiculous that you would not want someone to be using it, even if it is. Because I can tell you, once again, find me somebody that goes out and does something stupid on Delta 8. Kills somebody, wrecks a car, hurts themselves. Just Delta 8. And I will once again concede. Because that's not happening. That's not happening. You know, people are getting therapeutic value out of it. And again, the more therapeutic value that a substance gives a human, especially an all-natural one, the more the government wants in on it. But guess what? They can't involve themselves with all-natural therapeutic value. You know, it's not synthetic. It's not made. It's all natural. And unless they can say that it and prove that it causes harm, then they can't say anything at all. So, you know, I guess for the sake of being able to stay controversial, thankfully Delta 8's here. Nothing makes for better news than controversy, that's for sure. I try to keep it upbeat here on the old High Noon Hemp Show, but you know, hemp is still proving to be controversial. After 25 years of being in business, how about that? Good for it, I guess. You know, keeps the fire going underneath me. I tell you what keeps the fire going underneath me is how much benefit people are getting out of hemp now, and we just need to plant it to get more of that benefit.
Absolutely.
With the fiber and the whatnot, and the food and all that other stuff too. And so, with that, folks, I will leave you with this. Remember, reduce, reuse, recycle, make everything else out of hemp. Having temptations?
See you all next week.